The 4G69 gasoline unit was also used on the first generation of the Mitsubishi Outlander crossover. It features proprietary MIVEC variable valve timing and valve lift, individual ignition coils and electronic throttle. These systems work without problems. The timing is equipped with a belt that changes along with the hydraulic tensioner, rollers, and balancer shaft belt every 80,000 kilometers. One of the main comments of the owners to this unit is that it is very voracious, especially when paired with an automatic gearbox. In the urban cycle, such a motor is capable of eating 14 to 15 liters per 100 kilometers. Therefore, in order to save money, many owners install gas equipment. As operating experience has shown, this engine works well on blue fuel. True, in this case it is necessary to significantly reduce the interval for adjusting the thermal clearances of the valves every 20 to 30,000 kilometers. Otherwise, due to violation of the gaps, the efficiency of the MIVEC system decreases, which immediately affects the operation of the engine. Traction is significantly reduced, and ultimately valves may burn out. But when using gasoline, the valves are regulated much less often, as a rule, after 80 to 100,000 kilometers. The 2.4-liter engine is very sensitive to fuel quality. Due to low-quality gasoline, it can fail. The detonation that occurs in this case during a long drive leads to the destruction of the partition between the piston crown and the upper compression ring. Left fuel also leads to an increase in the temperature regime of the catalysts, in which its honeycombs are melted and destroyed, and their particles can get into the cylinders and also cause engine failure. With runs up to 100,000 kilometers, the muffler becomes unusable. There are no elastic corrugations in the exhaust system. Therefore, over time, due to vibrations, the partitions in the rear bank are destroyed. This is signaled by a characteristic ringing during operation and regassing. At 100 to 120,000 kilometers, the oil pan loses its tightness, requires replacement of the sealant, and at 150,000 kilometers, the rear crankshaft oil seal may leak. Most Grandis are equipped with automatic transmissions, and manual versions average about 30% of the total number of minivans. As operating experience has shown, the rarer manual gearbox turned out to be less reliable. Overly active drivers had a failure of the shaft bearings and differential. The automatic transmission of a minivan is an old generation unit, 4-speed, which, as we mentioned above, negatively affects fuel efficiency. At the same time, the automatic Invex 2 is completely trouble-free. It is equipped with an adaptive control program that adapts to the driving style of the driver and, depending on this, changes the moment of gear shifting. There is also a manual shift mode in the automatic transmission. According to the employees of the branded service station, it is recommended to change the lubricant in both units every 60,000 kilometers. Serviceable Grandis suspensions provide a large minivan with acceptable energy consumption and good composure. Even with active driving, body rolls are quite moderate. Another important advantage of the running gear, especially on our low-quality roads, is durability. The only remark is that with frequent maximum loads, the rear springs sag. The rear multi-link is considered eternal. The mechanics found it difficult to remember the cases of its repair even on cars with a mileage of about 200,000 kilometers. The same mileage on the shoulder and native shock absorbers. The front McPherson has to be serviced more often. The rear silent blocks of the front levers can withstand about 100,000 kilometers, and the front ones go for a very long time. The ball bearings pressed into the holder of the lever serve 150 to 180,000 kilometers and change as an assembly. Mechanics do not advise saving money by trying to handicraftedly fix a separately purchased ball joint, as this negatively affects safety. Most often, only bushings of the front and rear stabilizer, 40 to 60,000 kilometers, and struts, 60 to 70,000 kilometers, have to be changed. The rack and pinion steering is equipped with a hydraulic booster, the pump of which turned out to be unreliable. It can lose tightness at 100 to 120,000 kilometers. With the same mileage, you need to change the steering rods. Mitsubishi Grandis is a good choice for family motorists who plan to travel frequently in large groups. It will be convenient for solving various economic problems. Given the decent fuel appetite of this car, it is advisable to look for cars with HBO installed in the secondary market. In general, the reliability of the minivan does not cause serious remarks.